Fortnite review. I don't think this is a new topic by any means. I'm very clearly not the first person to talk about this, but I figured I'd give my own take as someone who's been playing since then. Now, I started back when, honestly, I barely even have any memory of it because when I started playing, I was playing on my mom's laptop, and that was the equivalent of like a library computer, if any of you ever played that. So it was effectively running on like a hamster, and I got maybe 2 FPS and my screen froze every 5 seconds. So I wasn't even really playing, but I can say I did get a win back then. Obviously in squads, I doubt I was even alive when my team won, but I did get the umbrella. But yeah, I started back in Season 2, but I do know that officially Season 1 wasn't even really a season. At one point, Fortnite the Battle Royale just went out of beta and into Season 2, and that's when seasons became a thing, but I'll be reviewing the first 5, or up to the first 5 seasons. I don't know if I'll make this a series or not, depends on how bored I am. So I think Season 1 and 2, I'm kind of roping them in because I don't think much changed between them. Locations, 10 out of 10. I don't think there was a bad location besides Moisty Mire, because the problem with Moisty Mire is that it was a worse loot lake. You get stuck in the water, so you couldn't sprint, and there was just water everywhere. Like, Prison was better than all of Moisty Mire. Until Moisty Mire got the update at Season 4, when it became like a movie set thing with a bunch of green screens, then it became okay, but other than that, it was just dog. But every other location, you got other locations. I can't think of any right now. I'll edit in more, I'm sure. Season 3. Now this is when things started to kick off. Bunch of new places introduced and new guns as well. I think overall this is when Fortnite started to really kick off, and that's when I really started to be able to enjoy it, because I messed around with, still playing on my mom's PC by the way. I was still obviously I was still terrible at it, but I was still having a good time, because obviously there was no turbo building, and the people that were good were so far and few between that you just assume they were tryhards like you would find in COD, because no one else was. I think there weren't a ton of balanced guns, but I do remember back then, if you had the gold scar and a launch pad and a blue pump, it was just game over for everyone else. Especially off spawn, if you had those things, because let's be honest here, that gold scar back then decimated and ruled lobbies, but with an iron fist. That thing was a true nightmare to even hear when you're in the same game. Although I'm still burst gang. Blue burst. I'll take a blue burst over a gold scar. Just those 3 shots. Crisp. So Season 4, I think really kicked off on Fortnite's popularity after destroying Dusty. I remember everybody talking about that meteor for ages with Season 3, and then it finally completely mistilted. So I think a lot of people were mad about that. But regardless, I do really enjoy it. And I did really enjoy it. I think they brought in some cool map changes. I love the hop rocks. And if you didn't call them hop rocks, if you called them stones, then we have a problem. I think the whole meteor thing really brought new and good attention to Dusty, considering it was the worst place in the map. Because even the factories and stuff there, it was such a dry location. If you caught yourself dead there in a Season 3 game, you'd be too open. You just get shot from every angle. But yeah, I also loved how they were always changing. That was the first time they updated a location constantly. So it was always changing with the whole thing inside Dusty. Everybody was talking about the meteor and I remember the visitor rocket thing. I don't know, that was all Fortnite lore stuff. And then it turned out to be a movie, kind of, but there's a bunch of new lore that says it wasn't a movie because the visitors are actually here. The Rock, I don't know, there's lore stuff, I don't know any of that. Overall, I do think it was really, I think Season 4 was kind of a masterpiece of a season, because everything was changing. There were a bunch of meteors throughout it. but there was good challenges. The battle pass was top tier. I think we all remember grinding for the Omega. I didn't because I didn't have the battle pass, but I do remember at least grinding for that sweet, crisp orange Justice. I actually got that like 2 days before the end of the season. I feel ashamed admitting that, but like it was hard to get on my level because of how terrible I was, and because I couldn't just buy my way up. I actually had to like work for it. I think we all remember the drop risky reels challenge or search chests at risky reels challenges. That was a dark day in Fortnite history. But yeah, other than that, I think season 4 was truly a masterpiece of a season, especially with the weapons that were in. You know, you got LMGs, RPGs, everything like that. Scars were balanced, pumps were better. Well, not better, but the attacks got nerfed a little bit, so it was all very fun. I remember the hype around season 5 was unreal. Now, season 5 itself, did it deserve the hype? Yes, after what season 4 left. Did it receive it, or did it come out as well? Well, yeah, I would say so. I did not enjoy season 5 as much upon release. Later on, I did enjoy it more than season 4, and season 5 is still easily one of my favorite seasons. That was my first ever battle pass. I didn't get Ragnarok, sadly. I didn't grind it all the way out. But I do think all in all, even though it didn't really bring in that many new locations, I mean, it brought in Viking Village, Lazy, probably a few others I'm forgetting, or at least updated them. It also brought in vehicles. Before that, we only had shopping carts. Now we had golf carts, which I still never learned how to drift, by the way. I genuinely didn't understand how people were doing it. It was still very, very fun. I think it also helped bring in a lot of new people because it balanced the map and everything so much. It was very new person friendly. You got rifts and stuff for good mobility. The game didn't feel as stale. It just felt packed with like everything. It felt like there was a gun out there and a location for everyone. It was very inclusive. All in all, I think the first 5 seasons were probably some of my favorite, even though I wasn't very good and couldn't even really play back then. Fortnite was my first ever PC game, and it was actually like really my first big online video game as a kid, because I was pretty young when I started playing it. It's weird to think how much it's changed. I mean, I'm only making this because it's its 4-year anniversary of, I don't know, I opened up Instagram yesterday and it was like an anniversary thing. I don't remember what it's for. But regardless, it's aging, it's changed quite a bit, and I might get through most of it, all of it. I'm not sure. I might make this a series, but Fortnite, all in all, I think changed gaming as a whole and online, because it was the first big cross-platform game that anybody was talking about back then. I think COD had it, but it was only cross-console. It wasn't cross-platform with everybody. So I think Fortnite, all in all, back then was an easy 10 out of 10.